Hi guys, welcome to Legally Speaking, a show that demystifies the law and gets rid of your legal anxiety. My name is Kwena Nkwana and this is my learned colleague,
Muso Matala.
Yeah, and we're gonna give you guys a little bit of insight and unpack a topic in which most people have engaged on. Like if you don't know someone that is affected by it, probably been affected by it yourself. If you watch I Blew It, you definitely know about this particular topic. It is a topic regarding motor vehicle accidents and the road accident fund.
Yes.
My learned colleague over here will explain to those that don't know what the road accident fund is.
Okay, so let's get straight into it, guys. Who can claim from the road accident fund? And please assist me with this, man. My learned colleague.
I'll try by all means.
Yes. Because the English bundles tonight, guys. So, who can claim from the road accident fund? Now, let's say you're a driver and you got injured as a result of a car accident, and the car accident is not a result of your negligence. You can claim, right?
Yes, you can claim.
And also, if, for instance, somebody passes away and the person that passes away, you were dependent on them. Let's say you were their child, you were their mother. Sometimes, in some respects, you were their mother,
as well.
Spouse. Then you can claim for loss of income. Thirdly, when somebody, let's say you paid, that's loss of support. Loss of support. Sorry, loss of income comes into the injuries when you're the person who's claiming.
Yes.
And then there's also, let's say you pay for a funeral for somebody who passed away in a car accident. You can also claim from the RAF in that for funeral expenses.
Yes, definitely. So those are the things that you can claim from the RAF. Additionally, when you're talking about you said personal injury, there are certain things as well that you can claim from the RAF, which is past and future medical expenses. Normally, with regards to future medical expenses, the RAF has noticed that when they give claimants money for these future medical expenses, they don't actually go to a doctor and actually go for that checkup or whatever medical attention that they need post the accident.
I heard that they start giving them like almost like tokens.
Yes, it's an undertaking. So they get them undertaking, then you can use that undertaking to whichever medical practitioner that is licensed to adhere to or registered rather with the RAF to treat those kind of patients. So that's how they were able to combat the whole fraud, I guess, with regards to future medical expenses. Loss of earnings, loss of income as well, as you said. So those are the personal injury claims that you can have when you are still alive and are involved in an accident. So another thing that people are a bit confused about are the time limits around the whole claiming and the situation. Maybe you can explain to them about the time periods.
All right. So I thought you were going to do this, but it's fine. So
I'll add on
so the time period. So let's say an accident occurs today. So in law, there's something that we call prescription, guys, right? So prescription, what is prescription? It's not medicine. I know we're talking about doctors. Prescription in law means that there's a certain amount of period there's a certain period that should not lapse between a cause of action and the end of that particular period. So in civil matters, that's like 3 years. So in other words, after the cause of action, or you become aware of the cause of action, you have to institute your claim within 3 months of that period. Otherwise, your matter is called what we call prescribed, right? And then, in the event of children, and as far as the RAF is concerned, you'll go back at the hit and run. You'll explain that. And then, so after a child who was involved in an accident attains majority, which is 18, they have 3 years. So the prescription starts running then.
Yeah.
They have 3 years to claim from the RAF.
After their major. So with regards to the whole hit and run situation, it actually is, the principle is if the identity of the negligent driver is not known. That's when it's at 2 years. So most of the case it's a hit and run, whereby you don't know the details of the negligent driver. So you have two years in that case to lodge your claim with the RAF, and then once the claim is lodged, you have an additional 2 years to institute legal proceedings. With the 2 years, it goes for all types of situations in terms of the normal major situation. If you're a major and the cause of action arises, you lodge your claim, and then you have the 2 years to institute legal proceedings, because that's for the lodgement. 3 years that with regards to prescription is for the lodgement, and then there's an additional 2 years whereby you institute legal proceedings. So that is the only part that has a shorter prescription time, whereby the details of the driver are not known to the particular person.
That. You know what I heard? I also heard something, man, and I'm not sure if maybe you covered it here.
Yeah.
And what I heard was that apparently when, let's say the identity of the driver is known, and a child gets into a car accident, gets hit by a car. I heard that before the child can claim, or the parents can claim, they have to wait a certain amount of time to establish whether the injury is going to have any lasting.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that?
Well, that's where actuaries come into play.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And with actuaries, actually, it is when there's what can I say? There's a loss in terms of support, right? They have to calculate how much this person could have supported, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, they also need to calculate the loss of that child as a result of them not going to school anymore, getting a profession, and supporting themselves, being self-supporting. So with regards to that, there are some experts that need to be consulted in order to measure how far the extent of the injuries has impaired the minor child to live a normal life and self-sustaining life in future. So those kind of things, that's where your medical experts have to be consulted, and they will give you an estimate. You can never be accurate with those things. So they give you an estimate on how much damage that particular situation has caused.
And then I think was also going to chat about how long it takes, how long the process takes.
The process, yes, the process.
And the RAF claim can take, after you lodge it can take anything up to 3 years or even more. So everything is dependent on the merits. It's always about the merits. So for instance, let's say it is loss of support. With loss of support, you know that there's a deceased person, and you don't really get into like doctors, whereas the deceased has to go and check the extent of the injury. As long as you establish the cause of death, and you know that the cause of death was as a result of a car accident, So in a loss of support matter, it usually takes less of.
More or less, you can say 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
So, and then you get, other injuries, whereas so the RAF, for instance, let's say you've got a legal representative. Your legal representative will assist you to go see medical legal experts who are going to assess you and see the extent of the damage, and then obviously that's the type of information they'll also give to the actuaries as well. Yes. And then they assess you, and then the RAF needs to confirm these injuries with their own doctors as well, take you for assessment. So that takes a pretty long time, and especially seeing that there's a backlog of RAF matters because it's also been going through some administrative problems and issues. So one can't really say how long the process takes, because there are many variables. But then unless, of course, there are concessions on the side of the RAF itself, whereas they concede on merits, then it does tend to make the to cause the matter to be
to fast track it a bit.
Right? Yeah. And then so those are the factors that may delay payment, and after you get your order, let's say after the matter is settled rather, the RAF has 180 days to pay out the client, and then otherwise you can attach. Right?
Yeah, you can attach.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're spot on with that. But obviously, that is why you need to have an attorney, as opposed to doing things directly claiming from the RAF. So there is an option to directly claim. It's a direct claim whereby you go to the RAF. No legal representatives, and you can claim for yourself. Here's the the issues regarding that, and I would obviously advise against it because normally people that are in these predicaments don't know the gravity of the injuries and how to quantify. They don't know how to quantify how much they should claim. Secondly, the whole issue around medical experts, and actuaries as well. So it costs money. It costs money to appoint experts to do an assessment and then give you a report. Depending on what injury it is. For instance, if it's a head injury, you need to go to a neurosurgeon. Occupational therapists, educational as well. So those kind of things cost money. I mean, last time when I did a head injury, the neurosurgeon assessment and report was 25k. So you also pay for quality of services.
Is that even a once-off?
That's only for one medical expert. So you see, there's multiple obviously medical experts that you need to consult with. There's the obtaining of documents, hospital records, accident reports. Filling out of the RAF 1 form, RAF 4 form as well. So all these documents, to compile them and put them properly before the RAF costs money. It's a lot of money, which most people in the situations that they after an accident cannot be able to afford, because most of the time they're not able to work even.
They can't.
They're not able to work due to these impairments.
And if we're going to be honest, the majority of South Africans are, it's not middle class.
It's not middle class, definitely.
And it's also not people who have this information readily accessible to them, you know what I mean? So sometimes when they go straight to the RAF as well, we're not going to say that the RAF swindles them. We're going to say that they go in there blind.
Yes,
they go in there blind.
They have a direct interest in not paying you the maximum.
You know what I'm saying?
Because as my learner friend said, there's a lot of administrative issues, financial as well. So they have a direct interest in not paying what the particular claimant really truly deserves.
100%.
So for those reasons, that's why you should appoint Ngwana and Matala attorneys to definitely assist in your road accident fund matters, so that that the legal professions in which you have given an instruction to claim on your behalf are well knowledgeable, about.
No, guys, like for real,
the thing.
Kronk is king. Kronk is king. I'm telling you, Kronk is king. You need to meet this man. Like I say, he's king. Really, come to Nkwana and Matala, and it will listen.
Your claim will be, I guess, maybe sorted out to as quick as possible. So we have got the resources, we have got the know-how, and we will execute our mandate to the best of our ability. So that's why you should come to Nkwana and Matala Incorporated.
And
when you come across these kind of situations.
Yes, and we're not wishing you guys accidents. We're not doing that. We're just saying that should it occur or should you know somebody, we're really here with extensive experience in this. And I think are we wrapping up?
Yeah, I think the only thing I should talk about is the contingency fee.
Oh yes.
Fee, I think you can talk about how contingencies work and
So of course, since we mentioned these high costs that are involved with the RAF matters, so mindful of the fact that many people do not have that deep pocket that they can reach into to service these expenses that are part and parcel of RAF claims. There's what we call a contingency fee agreement in legal services. Simply put, it means that we take the matter on risk, and if we win it for you, we get 25% of the claim.
Yeah.
Simply put. I think
that's not too confused.
Yes. Let's not go into unless simply put, that's what it means. And usually, and that's how the firm deals with RAF matters. It is very expensive. Therefore, very expensive. You are guaranteed that if we're going to take your matter on contingency fee, we're going to do the most.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's all right.
Then once again, this is brought to you by Nkwana and Matala Incorporated, guys.
Yes.
Nkwana and Matala Incorporated. We've really come a long way. But we're really going to build this.
Yeah.
We're going to build this even bigger, further. And watch out, there's something we're working on where we're going to disrupt. Watch out. Keep your eyes peeled, guys.
Yeah. As you can see, we're going to have like a new angle.
That's what we do. One day we might do it from the staircase.
But it's always about improving.
It's about improving, guys.
The quality of the services,
100%. And think it's easier here. Yeah.
Right, cheers, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share.
Good.
The bell. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.